What's up, cultivators? It's Jar here, and today I have a very special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Can you go ahead and tell the people who you are and what you do?
My name is Richelle Gemini. I am a poet. I am a director, a writer, playwright, singer, songwriter, mother, and more.
I'm gonna start snapping.
Come on now.
It's poetry. Snap. You snap during poetry. That's awesome. Okay, so tell me about your poetry. How'd you get into that?
I got into poetry when I was in college. I went to University of North Texas. Shout out my Eagles.
Hey, shout out the Eagles. Kaka.
Yes. I went there originally for broadcast journalism. And as I was going for broadcast journalism, I ended up joining an organization called The Cast.
The Cast.
And at the University of North Texas, it's not as many Black roles in theater. So The Cast is an organization that made themselves to a point where we started making our own plays and just booking out different spaces inside the college. Then I and two other guys started our own sister organization with The Cast called Poetic Justice. And it was poets getting together, doing ciphers, even, rappers that are lyricists. And to this day, we have several different artists that have come from UNT, from Poetic Justice, that are now signed to Def Jam, that are now doing things in the industry that I'm just like, I know DJs, I know singers, I know different people that well connected to the point where I'm just grateful that I planted a seed, and that's like one of the main things that I do even still to this day. I plant seeds, and I love watching these gardens grow, and I'm grateful that I even can provide spaces for people to grow and really be themselves as well.
Awesome. That's awesome. So out of the seeds that you've planted, what is an example of a flower that's blossomed that you've done that you're very proud of?
One of my seeds that I've sown that I think is doing really well, I can name a couple of them, but in the poetry realm, I just started doing poetry, and I looked at Def Jam poetry and was just like, oh my gosh, I want to be on that show. But since it didn't happen on that show, I looked at the other ceilings, like what's the next step to make a poet professional. I ended up going to nationals in 2010. Then when I came back, I also started getting booked for shows and features. Then after I had my children, I took a break, came back. I started doing poetry albums. And then those poetry albums brought me into the Texas Grammy chapter. And the Texas Grammy chapter brought me in for poetry because there is now, for 2 years straight, a category for spoken word artists. So I've been able to help different other poets understand, you need to create an album, you need to understand this, so now me starting so early, I have been able to put myself now in different rooms and different spaces, so now I can be an advocate for other poets to find that next I want to say professional space that they should be in if they want to do this for a living, because some people look at poets and be like, come say a poem, come spit something real quick. But at the same time, though those things are necessary, those moments are necessary for you to grow, there should still be a plan, a space, and a plan, because, baby, all these rappers, there's a blueprint in all of it, but there's no blueprint, I want to say, for sure, in poetry. And my goal is to create that blueprint. I've also filmed 2 poetry specials. Just like comedians, I feel like poets can also, we both talking. We both talking. So I think a charismatic poet can also get the same type of budget as a great comedian. So that is another goal that I've been doing just with my co-director, Pirate. We've been shooting, we've been cutting, editing, posting it on YouTube. Shout out to Pirate.
Hey, Pirate.
Yeah. So, a lot of people, they just need to open their minds just a little bit more, especially my poets. Open your minds. You don't just have to do features. You don't just have to battle each other. Create a new space, a new path. So, yeah, that's one. 2 is I wrote a play.
Okay.
And the play, also an idea that Pirate was like, come on, you can write a play. And I'm like, you think I can write a play?
I think you can write a play, yeah.
And I did that in 2022. I hit up different people.
My bad, we had the walkie-talkies on. Okay, continue.
I hit up different people. They decided to be a part of the cast, and by the end of 2022 in November, we did our first play, Waiting on the Plug, live in Houston. And because we did that, and it grew. It went to a point where now we done it at South by Southwest twice in Austin. We have also filmed it and put it out for Tubi, and it's doing well on Tubi now. And awesome. Thank you. And you know, it's a part of that cannabis genre that I laughed at, you know, growing up, and I wanted to grow. I also have wrote a script for it with the movie, and I've also wrote a script for it as a TV series as well. But I'm such a person that understands you can't rush everything, and I have so many things in different places that I'm like, all right, now that we had it written, preparation is done. When it's time for people to invest, they could just look at it and be like, yes. I don't need any kind of, I've learned to not just be like, come on, please, do you want to work with me? Come on, please, don't you think this is funny? Because it's already been working and fluidly working, and sometimes it's just divine time, and some people don't have patience for that. And I've grown this patience as I've been also cultivating my seeds, because people be expecting a flower to grow tomorrow after they done planted the seed. But I've been able to see just a forest form in front of my eyes after all of these years. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I really see you, and I like that you brought up the comedian side of it too, because that's really, I feel like for comedians opposed, I know that flies in them. I wish I had a fly sword. Yeah, but golly, yeah, okay. But I feel like a lot of comedians and poets, they have the same issues of, it's an art form that doesn't have that strategic plan to success. Like there's no straight way to get there, or no real path that is followed. It kind of just happens, or you pop up out of nowhere, you get lucky, you get a good gig, or really talented. But building that road for them, I feel like, is a really good thing that a lot of the people in that community need. So it's awesome that you're doing that. My next question is, you gave me an example of how your flowers are blooming, but what's an example of a flower that maybe died in the process or didn't get to fully bloom, and how did you overcome that?
Artistic wise, I do not feel like there's anything that I've gone for and hasn't been correct in the correct timing. You know, you try out for different things like grants and stuff like that, but you can always try out for it the next year, or you can always do certain things and it can come back around. Now, I say, as far as relationships, that has been those moments where I'm just like, I was pouring into this relationship. I was giving all, you know, my all into this whole situation, or at least, you know, the capacity that I had to pour in. And then you kind of see it wither and go away, and you just like, okay, maybe that was just for a season, you know? And it's funny because I had this thought process yesterday, and I said, some people are part of the puzzle, and then you have your other people that's helping you put the puzzle together. And everybody has, you know, their nice big picture that they're putting together, and some people can bring their big picture and get with your big picture, and now y'all putting a whole bigger picture together. But some people are just a little piece on there, and that's it. They're just part of the puzzle, and we get confused with that, especially me, because I love to cultivate relationships. I love to check on my people and be there for my people if they need me. So, you know, whenever you have to kind of just be like, oh, wow, that don't fit. Dang, that puzzle piece don't fit. Oh, man. Oh, that really hurts my soul, because I was just like, I really like this piece. But my grandma, I would do puzzles with her, and she'd be like, you over here whining about a puzzle piece that don't fit together when I already showed you the big picture. The piece is there. It's not missing. You just wasting your time trying to fit this together. You trying to put these pieces together, and it don't even fit. Just accept that it don't fit, and it's going to go somewhere at some point, okay? And she taught me a lot through puzzles. So that right there, that's probably the one thing where sometimes you feel like, oh, man, I got to let that go. But as far as my art, I've only seen, because if I want to art, I'm going to art. I give myself permission. I don't have to be like, am I a poet now? Am I a director now? Am I a rapper now? Like, no, like that's what I am. And I know my gifts, and I know myself. I've also had great parents and, you know, great friends. I like to call them mirrors, that was just like, you are talented. You are this. I always had people tell me those things as well, but I had to know it for myself too. So, because when they're not there and somebody be like, oh, this is all we could do, you be like, that's not my value. So, yeah.
So it's important to understand your value, especially as an artist and as a creative, especially in the industry and stuff too, I imagine. And so that's another thing you do for people, is help them maybe identify their value and then find their value and utilize it to the best of their abilities. That's cool. Okay, that's awesome. So talking about the bigger picture of things, the bigger puzzle piece of your life. When putting your puzzle together, what is some advice you can give people? Like, what is something that from experience that you learned along the way that you think is crucial for people to hear?
Make sure other people have a resume before you just jump into doing what you're doing. Like, see some of the work that they do, because people can always want to work with you, but I'm a person that be like, look, this is what I've been doing. This is how I've been doing it. Let me show you. That's why resumes were created in the first place. You get to really see their work ethic before they go in. Now, if somebody does not have experience, but they have an open heart and they're willing to learn and they are students, I'm open to that too. But I have to also see that, because I know how to be a student too. That's the best way to be a leader, is to be a student. So if I see you actually want to put time in and you want to learn this, then I'm going to, of course, be like this. But if somebody trying to come in and tell me, oh, I do this and I do that, let me see. Let me see it. Let me see it. You're like, yeah. So, in that moment, that's not me trying to put down nobody, but that's just trying to make sure that, whatever I've built is secure as well, because everybody around me, even a part of, the play, a part of my poetry, filming, doing anything that I do, they've always just done their own thing too. It wasn't just, oh, I got to work with her and that's it. I'm over here like, book them, do this. Like, I hope y'all get your own individual things and I will help you in your own individual things. I never just want people to do stuff just for me.
Because the more of the pieces in the puzzle, they're not the people putting the puzzle together.
Right.
Okay, I see that. That makes sense.
And look, Pirate calling right now.
Hey, shout out to Pirate.
Right.
You heard us talking about
it. He got his ears burning. His ears burning. I'm going to call him back.
But that's cool. That makes sense. Okay, so now I see the bigger picture of all this. So yeah, people come in and they add value, but also take it at face value, because some people, or don't just take it at face value.
Right.
They look a little deeper, because some people come in, here's my resume. I've done this. I'm a millionaire, by the way. I've done all these things. Of course, then you start to look some background checks. You're like, who is this person? You aren't doing any of this,
Right.
But if you're not that, maybe don't lie about it. Don't come in talking like you.
Authenticity is like one of the highest forms of like making me feel comfortable around you. Authenticity. If you don't have that, I'd be like, okay, something off.
Yeah.
And I could feel when something off. I may use some tarot cards, but I don't need no cards to read you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need cards to read a lot of things. They just help. They're tools. But that's one thing. And then the other thing, as you pursue, I just have patience. Because if you want it to be right, and my homegirl told me this, she was like, a lot of people are moving in survival mode. They're moving not like, oh, I got it already. I know I'm going to be successful. Let me take my time with this. So when I put it out, I know it's going to be right. Not in perfectionism, because there's a thin line. Survival mode, perfectionism. Like, people can be so like, it's not perfect. I'm not putting it out. And people could be in survival mode with like, I got to push this out, because if I don't do this right now, then you got to be like in that.
On that balance.
Yes, that divine time is right there in the middle. So, I do my best all the time to meditate, really understand, and move with the universe too, because I'm a big person that be like, is it a full moon? It's a new moon? Okay, when is this time? Okay, let me make sure I put something out here. Let me make sure I make a release at this time, because we are all part of this whole ecosystem. So why wouldn't I work with the sun? Why wouldn't I work with the moon? Why wouldn't I work as like, I wouldn't put out nothing really in the winter. I would be working in the winter, and then just as the flowers are blooming out, I'm ready to pop out, you know what I'm saying, and do my things. I work with the seasons.
You create within the seasons. Okay, that's why you use a lot of garden analogies.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same way. We are all watery beings. Like, we're 70% water, just like all these fruits that come out. Just like all these things. So we have to treat ourselves as such.
So how important do you think mental health and overall well-being is as a creative?
As a human person, spirit, in totality, everybody should be focused on their mental health, because so as a man thinketh. I really truly believe that statement. So as a man thinketh. As soon as you understand who you are, you're going to treat other people around you differently too, because you're going to have that sense of self-love, where if people honestly love themselves to a certain extent, it wouldn't be as much jealousy, it wouldn't be as much envy, it wouldn't be as much insecurity in this world. We would just understand that, oh, I came through a woman and we're here. And now we all on this earth. We should all work together, right?
We just kick it.
Yeah, we should kick it.
We should just vibe.
We should kick it. Right. Or we should riot. Yeah, because it's
we should kick it till they don't
we should riot so we can kick it.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of spaces where that needs to be fixed and broken up in this system, and then we could kick it. That'd be the problem a lot of times right now, especially in America. We be kicking it so much that we don't understand all the things that's working against us because we don't see it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm all for a good kick it, but I'm like, I'm probably going to kick it on an island somewhere off the creek.
Yeah,
I got to get out of here.
It's like, how long can I kick it on the couch until they start taking pillows away and the cushions away?
Right.
Basically, the next thing I know, they're taking the couch away, but my feet are still up, so I'm still kicking it.
Right.
I'm still allowed to kick it, but my comfort as I kick it is being taken away without me even realizing.
Exactly.
It's interesting. Yeah, I think that's really important. Mental health, all that. I love that they said, right, that's funny. I think it's super important in life to push back when you're getting pulled. Like if you're if something's pulling you in a certain direction and it's taking, sometimes you have to push.
Right.
You have to say enough is enough. You have to ride a little bit. You have to get a little loud because if you and that can apply to anything. That can apply to a boss. That can apply to a partner. That can apply to parents, significant others, all that kind of stuff.
All of them.
All of it. This is just a life theme that I think is super important. It's always important to kick it and have the space to kick it, but be aware that you're not allowed to kick it anymore. People are taking your kicking it away,
right? And
then mention it and say, "Hey, let me kick it," and then you get to kick it again. But
right,
super important. Super cool.
Look, with my family, I've been. They like to say a rebel, but the crazy part is, I love them. Even if they think I'm a rebel, I'm not being a rebel. I just go learn things that they did that they don't consider traditional or what we've done, to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, he's being rebellious. But guess what? If y'all in the hospital, guess who's going to be there right there? If y'all getting hurt, guess who's going to be there right there? Y'all calling me a rebel because I'm not doing exactly what you say now. Because I'm not a child anymore. I actually have my own mind. But would you rather a child that do exactly what you say as they're an adult, or a child that actually love you, respect you, will be there for you, but at the same time has understood how they live their own life, understood their talents, understood their goals, not harming nobody. Matter of fact, she's vegan. She don't even want to hurt the animals. Yeah. But honesty sometimes feels like rebellion. Honesty feels like the pushback. And if that has to be the pushback, then cool, because we live in a society that loves some lies. So yeah.
So I see a comment. I see a very high value for you is that authenticity and honesty, integrity. I imagine is another one of your values. Where are some other core values you live by? Maybe your brand lives by as well.
I would say learning yourself constantly. Like I ask people, like, what's your big three? Like, do you know your stars? Do you know your signs? Do you know what makes you tick? Do you know what you might need to go to therapy for? Do you understand where your, that inner child may have gotten hurting and you brought it now to your adulthood?
Now you're hurting others.
Yeah,
that inner child.
The inner child. So, I'm a person that believes in self-help, but also asking for help because especially women, I don't know how many songs said independent women. I like an independent woman, independent women, independent woman. And hearing that all through my teenage years, it's just like, I got to be independent. I got to make sure I can take care of this. I don't want to ask no man for this. I don't want to ask no person for this. If I got to ask a person for this, then I don't go with the song. And now I'm like looking like a dependent woman. And it's like, you should be a dependent person in this world. That is the reason why all these people are here. So that's why it's not just one person in a family. It's several people that has to come through somebody. So I've had to learn that myself heavily to understand that healthy dependence is necessary. Another thing that I feel like I've learned is laugh. Like, you gotta laugh. If you're not laughing and you're too serious, like, what's wrong, baby? You got something within there that you need to break, because laughter is part of it all. Like, well, everybody let a laugh. And be okay with crying too if you need to cry, but being okay with your emotions, like, just get real cool with them. Because I'll tell people all the time, I am a crybaby. Like, what? I see something that is just, making me so happy and I'm so grateful. Tears about to come out my eyes because I'm just like, I just love it. I just love y'all. I'm in gratitude, And then when I'm sad, tears still gonna come out my eyes too. But a lot of people have viewed that as weak. And I think that's strong to understand your emotions and be in control of them, but at the same time,
express
them and go through them and then release. So, yeah.
That's valid. That's cool. Okay. So you have an event coming up, right?
Yeah.
You want to tell the people about your event?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, tell people.
Approach the Mic.
Boom, boom, boom. Put some effects.
It's going down. Approach the Mic, July 25th. The letters ATM. Approach the Mic. You've made your deposits. You've made your withdrawals and your talent. It's time to show your balance, baby. I need you to come show your balance on the stage. I'm your host. I'm also going to be featuring as well, but we're going to do this a little different. We're going to be doing filming as well, and we're also going to make sure that some of you poets get interviews as well, because I want to know about you. You know, a lot of times when we come up to the stage, it's like spit and get. Like, I want to do and make sure that the poets get a chance. Like, I want to, when you start doing poetry. Okay, so now what we're going to talk about today, what inspired that? All right, y'all give it up for such and such. You know how on the Apollo, how they would do that and like give people that chance to maybe give that personality for a second. Because sometimes people get up there and they just go straight off, you know. But after we finish the interview, baby, I want you to go straight into it and give us your all. Because like I said, withdrawals, deposits, we get up there a lot of the time. Sometimes poets, they'll get up there with paper. They get up there with their phone. I want performance. That's what this stage is for, performance, because I have so many different spaces where I've been booking different poets in different cities. And I need to see who these poets is, where the poets at in Houston, because not only do I want to take you just on the stage, I want to help you with the album. I want to help you, you know, get together your stuff. I want to help you. If we put together something that is worth it and worthy, like I would love to even push it out for the Grammys as well. So it's so many things I want to do with this space. It's not just the open mic. It is an opportunity to be seen. It's an opportunity to also find spaces where you can elevate your path as you are a poet. Now, I'm also looking for rappers and singers to come, but with the rappers, it won't be a beat. You will be doing it as a poem. I still want to hear your lyrics. You could still make a poetry album as a rapper. Also, singers, you could sing, of course, but it's going to be in a poetic format. That's what I would like to see. So, ATM, Approach the Mic, July 25th. Poets, rappers, singers are invited. You made your deposit. You made your withdrawals. It's time to come show your balance on the stage. I can't wait to see y'all.
Boom, that was perfect. At the beginning, I was like kind of chiming in, but I realized like, oh, I'm gonna cut this up into like a social media. It's gonna be great. Like, get this promo out.
Oh yeah,
that was perfect. That was like the pitch right there.
Come on now.
I saw the effects, like boom, 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 the money signs.
Yeah.
ATM, baby, that's where it's at. Yeah. I started doing that. But.
Oh, also, we're going to have vendors there as well. So vendors, I'm only charging $25.
That's a pretty good deal.
Really good.
Y'all.
$25 for your table. You come in, you put up your stuff. We're going to have a cocktail hour at the beginning. So, you know, people will have a chance not to just be in the show, but, you know, y'all have a chance before the show starts to make sure y'all making y'all point.
Simple. Get straight to it. It's really that's everything you need right there. I don't even know what else to ask you about the event. It sounds like you got the whole thing. Like you got all planned, got all going.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. So when is it again?
July 25th.
July 25th. Okay. July 25th, y'all. Where at?
At CCW Network, baby.
There's no W. CC Network.
Oh, I said it wrong.
Yeah, that's cool.
Say it again.
It's CC Network.
Oh, I said CCW. It's cool to say. I think I was thinking of the TV show. Like, okay, here we go. Yeah, my bad.
So people call it CCN.
CCN.
Or
right.
Cartoon Network. We're not Cartoon Network.
Right.
No.
It's going to be at the CCN Network, baby. Doors open at 7.
Boom.
All right.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it. I don't really have any other questions to ask you. Anything you'd like to tell the people before we go?
I got a big surprise that I'm going to announce on July 25th. It's very big. Just know, baby, we getting out of Houston, but I'm going to tell y'all more about that on July 25th. Come be a part of the big news. If you want to be a part of the big news, it's about to be crazy. You know, I'm grateful. A lot of elevation is happening right now.
Yo, that's crazy. I don't even know what the big news is. This is new to me too. Now I'm like curious. I'm going to be there just learning about the big news.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, it has been a pleasure to interview you today. Thank you for coming to the CCGO podcast. Y'all, that was Richelle. That's your name, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I had to make sure. I do this all the time. I always forget people's names, but
Richelle Gemini.
Richelle Gemini. That was Richelle Gemini with the poetry, approach the mic, ATM, get the money, get the bank. That was also a really good talk about values, finding finding yourself as an artist. There's a lot of good value there. So I really hope y'all listen to what she said.
Right.
Figure out how you want to take that and approach your artistry. And when you figure that out, come to approach the mic, get on stage, try it out. Let's see. So thank y'all for tuning in, CC Goers. I'm going to see y'all on the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how it is. Do the usual YouTube things. All of it. Right now, dude. Right now. You got hit the button.
Hit it.
Okay, that's enough. All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.